I've been having a really hard time making this video because how to judge a knife is such a complex topic. It is so wide and so vast. So I'm actually going to make several videos about how to judge a knife. And I'm going to focus on one factor at a time. Number one factor, in my opinion, because when you walk up to a knife, you're not really going to be able to see everything about it. You're going to usually be able to know what the steel type is and touch it with your hands. So the first thing I always look at is what is the knife made of? Because if the knife's steel is a decent quality steel, then even if it's poorly made, it's going to probably be better than a poor steel made as good as it can possibly be, if that makes sense. So if I look up to a knife and I see these three letters at the front of the name, it's a good sign. CPM. If you see CPM at the beginning of a knife name, it fits into a category of metal that has been treated in a way so that a lot of its features are going to be more likely to shine through in its performance. Steel type, in my opinion, is the number one thing in judging a knife. You want to know what it's made of so that you can get an idea of what its performance is going to be like. So on the market, some steel names that are at the top right now is going to be CPM. Okay, there is some things higher than this, but they're kind of hard to come across. So these are knife steels that you will come across frequently, but you won't see a lot of these metals in most common stores because only certain companies carry them. CPM S90V, LMAX, Infi. What else? Maximet. Trying to think about those because this is a pretty big category and those are just four examples. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So Maximet, CPM S90V, LMAX, and Infi. All those are really, really high quality steels and they fetch very high price tags for what they can do. They all have some trade-offs here and there, but when you're judging knives in terms of high-end, high quality, and high performing, because high performing is more important than high-end. High performing is the highest thing, and those metals usually give high performance. Then there's high performance that's just a step down. So things like, and these knives would really be something that would depend upon the maker's quality of work. So things like CPM S35VN, CPM 154CM, CPM 3V, CPM 4V. And if it's heat treated my way, I would throw A2 in there as well. And then we could take another step down in steels. So there's the top tier, the next tier down, and then the next tier down from that, which is going to be a lot of your quality carbon, decent metals. So steels like 5160, 52100, W2, 440 high carbon stainless, or 440C. It's another good one. 1095 Chroban. Then beneath that, you're going to start getting into junk metals, things like 420 stainless, things like AEBL, 8 MOV 14, I think is one, 8 MOV 15. Any of the steels that are used in Harbor Freight knives. What else? Anyways, that category gets way too big of the bottom tier. Now, a bottom tier knife at $10 might be worth the money. A tier above that could be anywhere from, if the next step up. So okay, I'm not going to try to get that all confused, but within those categories of metal, with proper heat treatment, they can do worse than the category they're in or better than the category that they're in. So between all those forms of metal, you're going to get a wide variety of performances. So you need to familiarize yourself with metals and what puts them in categories of quality. I'm going to leave it right there because there's a lot of topics. So in judging knives, number one, in my opinion, is what steel is it made of? And the quality of that steel is dependent upon the heat treatment. So even if you're buying one of the highest tier ones, if it's not heat treated properly, it drops down. So with all that being said, I'm going to leave the video right there. I hope it made sense, and I'm going to revisit this topic again.